Shalom, shalom, family. In this video, let's navigate the evil speech and how we can counteract the evil speech into the light speech, to counteract negativity and bring it into positivity, to stop the flow of gossiping, of evil eye, and protect ourselves and to choose instead of separation and that evolutionary process of pain and darkness, how we can change it into the light. So let's dive into the Kabbalah wisdom of this. As we grow in awareness, we carry responsibility. We now know that our words, our thinking, our actions shape our reality. So we must be aware of the words that we say, the actions that we take, the things that we thought. Once we recognize our responsibility in this co-creative process of life, now we must understand the dynamics from which they flow. Us as Adam, we live in the principle of polarity. Polarity is the same nature with different degrees. So negative and positive, black and white, right? But if you realize from black and white, they're color, right? They have the same nature, that is colors. But from white to black, there's different degrees of gray. So the same is from negativity to positivity. There's different degrees of negativity that start becoming positivity. And it's in our process of life to choose from which space we want to live. We carry within ourselves seeds of positivity and negativity. And it's through our free will that we choose which one we would like to water, negativity or positivity. That's the constant process of free will as we evolve. There's different ways of evolution. All is good. There's a reason why negativity and darkness exists. There's beauty within that. It shows the contrast of the light. However, we must recognize that is the 1% of reality. Based in the wisdom of Kabbalah, this three-dimensional reality is just the 1% of the totality of the quantum field of creation. The 99% of reality is light, is positivity, is emanation of love. But we are compressed in this 1% reality that allows us to experience and remember the light. So negativity have a reason for. However, if we go to the process of ignorance, that's one of the principles of Buddhism, that the core and root of suffering is ignorance. When we ignore the fact that we are being driven by negativity and we're choosing negativity as a way to evolve, that's where we start creating more separation of the light. So in our soul evolution, we're creating more layers of growth, sensations, and densities. So we become denser because negativity enters. And what negativity do, it brings more matter into reality, makes everything more intense, more passionate. So that's why people that gossip, they like to share more about it because that's the only energy that they feel the gratification of the light. It's a quick gratification. You feel the more like you create negativity, it fits you with a light sensation of satisfaction. That's why people like to gossip, to speak about other ones, to share their perspective, their negativity, their opinions. So it fits. That is what is called the Lashon Hara in Kabbalah. That is the evil tongue. So I'm going to share with you how this can be so harmful for the one who speaks about it, the one that hear it and make it as their own and truthful, and for the one who is spoken about, if doesn't have the right awareness of the energetics, because that causes evil eye. From evil speech to you pass through evil eye if you don't have the clear awareness of how you can protect from this. So for the one who speaks right away, the one that is sharing negativity, first of all, there's a recognition of deep pain. And that pain is being avoided and bypassing by just sharing negativity. So what that negativity do is because it brings more growth sensations to yourself, it affirms more your story, your point of view, your perception. It gives you more boost for you to keep affirming the story that you're telling about that person, about yourself, about your life situation. So subconsciously, it creates dependency. Now you need from that negativity to keep fitting your story and to keep holding your identity. Once you stop the process of negativity, what happened is a void from darkness to light. There's a void. And that void can be painful because it requires recognition of why is this negativity coming from me. It's because there's a pain that I haven't sat and really acknowledged. But that's the beauty as well. Negativity is there for us to show us something. That's the beauty. But if we don't do the work, what we're doing is just putting more layers and more layers and more layers. So we will need to share more of this venom to others. And what we're doing is creating separation in a soul level as individuals. We're just creating more separation from us and the light. Even if we try to convince ourselves that we are love and unification, if you're spreading negativity, you're spreading separation, that means that it's impossible for you to experience real love. It's dynamics, it's energy. You cannot inhale if you exhale at the same time. You cannot exhale if you're inhaling at the same time. There's a cycle, a principle of rhythm. If you're choosing to focus in one thing, like the other thing cannot show up. And then if we choose positivity, what we do is we reveal the light. So for the ones that hears, first you are allowing invasion in your field. You're allowing negativity to be spread in your field. And what you're doing, you are opening the doors for negativity. So it may feel good for you. You know, it feels good to speak about somebody else or your perspective, your opinions about that person. But what you're doing is you're just opening the door for that negativity to come in your life. Meaning that as you vibrate, you're going to attract. You're going to attract negativity in your life because that's the frequency that you are allowing to enter in your field. If you open the space for negativity, you're just welcoming into your home. So that's where you're playing. So it's very important as responsibilities. Cover your field. You know what is good and what is bad in the resonance. It's not conditioning. It's like I'm spreading love or separation. Is this creating gratification for me because it feels good for the moment to speak about somebody else? Or is really, really feeling and coming from love, even if it's painful? It's up to you. And this is like a cancer, a cells. One person speaks something and then inject that perception and that negativity in other soul. And now if that soul agreed, that soul starts spreading to this one and to that one and to that one, and it starts spreading negativity. I'm speaking energetically without speaking about how harmful can be with the person that they're speaking about, without really knowing the whole perception. So once you do that and you start sharing negativity around yourself, that's keep spreading. And based in the Kabbalah, because you were the cause of a bigger effect, what you create is going to come back. So because you were the anchor of that negativity, that means that you become an ambassador of more negativity if you don't take the choice to change it. There's always the choice to change the pipes, to close the pipes, and to choose another pipe that will be the light. But if you keep choosing negativity as a way for you to conduct the light, now you become an ambassador of negativity. So that's what you're attracting. And then for the person that is being speaking about, the person must not fit into it, must not fit into it. If that person acknowledges that, the best way to counteract negativity is compassion and love. That's the simple way. So instead of fitting more into it and what people will say about it, know something. First of all, there's always going to be contrast in life, meaning that there's always going to be people that's going to judge you, and there's always people that is going to love you. That's the contrast of life. To Yeshua, they kill him, right? They kill Jesus Christ. People is going to love you, and people is going to hate you. There's the beauty of contrast. That's the beauty that we're projecting. So once you acknowledge that, you choose, you know what, I'm choosing love. I'm choosing compassion because I know my truth. Once you do that, there's no evil eye possible that can touch you because you are in your completely authority. You are in your completely beingness, certainty of who you are and what you embody. It's to carry the responsibility of the words, the action, and the thoughts that you're choosing to express and to create with. That's real magic. That's real alchemy. Once you do that, you become an ambassador of light. And people feel it. That's the beauty. That's the beauty. Let me see if we have a little bit more. And I have here. So the root of gossip is ego insecurity, lack of light, avoidance of pain. It's a way to bypass the pain because something else feels better. Same like addictions, same like all of these things that we do to get quick gratification in our field. Negativity is one of them. Okay. So for us, what we can do to filter our evil speech when we feel reaction to speak about somebody or to say something is to ask, it is true, but completely true. It's not invested or like it's not injected through my own perceptions, like my own emotions, my own thoughts, my own story. It is real truth. Did I check the other one's perception about it? It is necessary for me to share it. Second one, it is beneficial. If not so, why would I share? So once we start changing that, you start filtering negativity. It's important, guys. It's important to really be aware of what we're choosing to embody. So quick, let's stop spreading gossiping, separation. But you are just able to recognize other one's perspective and create a unified field of unification. You create a beautiful puzzle from which love reign, because it's not about you anymore. It's about collective awareness. It's about, you know what? This have a higher reason for me. What is there for me to reveal? Hope that this serve you. Many blessings, many love. I'm so excited for everything that is coming into this new cycle of life. You can follow us on Instagram, Shimbala, or my personal is Rishwa. Also, we have the app link if you want to be part of it. It's free for now. You have Dynamic of Prayer course. You have Foundation Kabbalah as well. We're going to have weekly parshas. The weekly parshas is this type of portions that we're going to speak about, different energies that you can utilize for the week, and it's going to give you the boost for you, breath work. So there's a beautiful project behind. So hope that this serves you. Many blessings, many love. Let's keep walking in the light, and let's choose positivity. Let's choose love. Shalom, family.